Bruce Lee may not have lived on this planet for very long, but the legacy he left simply by being really good at punching and kicking people out is impressive. As a Chinese American martial artist, actor, and director, Bruce Lee is widely considered as one of the fastest, one of the strongest, and one of the most influential martial artists of all time. One thing that made him so great was actually his superhuman speed and his superhuman strength. Bruce Lee was able to move his body from point A to point B with lightning fast speed and precision. Some of the world karate champions in his era, for example, Chuck Norris, said Bruce Lee's speed was so incredible that he could probably dodge a bullet. So, how fast was Bruce Lee? How powerful was he? Let's take a look at a few things that Bruce Lee was able to do during his time. Bruce Lee could deliver a punch in 0.8 seconds from a distance of just 6 inches. That is 1/10 of the time it takes for a person to blink. And in just 0.25 seconds, Bruce Lee could deliver a punch from a distance of just 1 inch. This footage was shot using a standard 24 frame per second camera in the mid-60s. It could not cope with the task of recording Bruce Lee's punches. His 1-inch punch were not visible at all. Bruce Lee's superhuman speed has been confirmed by Jackie Chan in a past interview. Jackie Chan said, "You can't see Bruce Lee's kick if you blink your eye."
Bruce Lee kick, you don't shake your eyes, because when you shake your eyes, you cannot see Bruce Lee kick. Know how fast?
The man on the left is Victor Moore, or better known as Vic Moore. He holds a 10-degree black belt in karate and also a 4-time world karate champion. He was widely recognized as the fastest karate martial artist during that time. But look at what happened at this speed drill challenge. In one frame, Bruce Lee is seen standing, and the next frame, he is still standing. But Vic Moore is trying to block something. You can tell by this footage that Vic Moore was not successful in blocking Bruce Lee's punches. In fact, he can't even seize Bruce's punches. Vic Moore's reaction afterwards said it all. James Coburn, a student and also a close friend of Bruce Lee, said Bruce Lee was the fastest human being he ever seen.
Was awe-inspiring. I mean, he was the fastest moving person you've ever seen. I mean, you'd reach out and pew, he was like a poo all over the place.
In the 1966 TV show The Green Hornet, Bruce Lee played the role Kato alongside the Green Hornet to fight crime. During the first takes, his moves appeared to be blurred because his speed made it hard for the camera to capture his moves, and it was impossible to see the blows connecting. Bruce Lee had to slow down his movements so that his punches and kicks would look better on TV. His actual speed was a bit too good for Kato. Bruce Lee was an incredibly fast and skilled martial artist. He is capable to replace a 10-cent coin in a man's hand before he could clench his fist. He could also punch a hole in a full can of Coca-Cola with his finger. It's not surprised that many people said Bruce Lee has superhuman speed. Other than speed, Bruce Lee also has superhuman strength. Weighing at about 64 kilos, he is capable to send a guy who exceeded his weight by 45 kilos into a 5-meter flight using his famous 6-inch punch. His 6-inch punch is so powerful that his opponent flew to the side and bounced off a wall. Bruce Lee was strong enough to hold a 75-pound barbell extended chest level at arm's length for 20 seconds. He could also perform a one-arm, two-finger push-ups. It's reported that Bruce Lee could rep out 200 two-finger push-ups, and this record remains unbroken until today. Wale Abdelnasser Muhammad from Egypt holds the current Guinness World Record for the most two-finger push-ups in 1 minute, repping out 58 of them in 60 seconds. Other than two-finger push-ups, Bruce Lee could also perform two-thumb push-ups, and dragon flag. Dragon flags are one of the hardest core exercises created by Bruce Lee himself. It is an advanced bodyweight movement that targets the core muscles and requires significant full body strength. During the filming of Game of Death in 1972, Bruce Lee held an elevated V-sit position for 30 minutes. His strength stunned a lot of people who witnessed this, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the set. Take a look at this 700 pounds of punching bag. This is a custom punching bag used by Bruce Lee to train himself. He is able to sidekick this punching bag, sending it slapping against the ceiling.
Much more faster and more forceful.
We used to work out of his place, and he had a 700-pound bag hung on a big L iron, or what do they call them, stuck in his patio, and it would on a big spring, and he would kick that thing and double it over.
Here's a footage of Bruce Lee at the Long Beach International Karate Championships. Bruce Lee was on the stage to show his Chinese Kung Fu and also his Jeet Kune Do. Bruce asked his opponent to hit him on the face. In one frame, Bruce was still talking, but the next frame, his fist already at his opponent's face. This footage was filmed with a 16mm camera. We can't see Bruce Lee's fist even with 0.5x slow motion or 0.25x slow motion. This was how fast Bruce Lee could kick. Take a look at normal speed with 16mm camera. Now take a look at 0.5x slow motion. Again at 0.25x slow motion. Slow motion doesn't work on Bruce Lee. Do you agree? Bruce Lee was so fast that cameras struggled to film him. Here's another rare footage of Bruce Lee. It was behind the scene of the 1973 Enter the Dragon. It was a rehearsal between a stunt double and Bruce Lee. The stunt double was tricked and it could have ended tragically. He was lucky because Bruce Lee stopped his crushing sidekick. Let's watch it again in 0.5x slow motion. Again in 0.25x slow motion. So, after watching all this rare footage of Bruce Lee, now you know why he is called Bruce Lee Superhuman. This is because he has superhuman speed and also superhuman strength. However, Bruce Lee never claimed to be superhuman. He was once asked if he could break boards and bricks with his bare hand and foot. He humbly said he would probably break his hand and foot. He simply strived for excellence within himself. That's Bruce Lee.